Welcome to the Adonis podcast. We are here about an hour early ahead of the Tate protest. So if you're watching this and you're in the Miami area, it is vital that you come up and express your American rights, because even if you don't support the Tate brothers, this is more than just about the Tates. This is about our constitutional rights. What they've done to the Tate brothers is they've broken the Constitution. Before we get started, there is a crackhead right behind me who is purposely trying to make the Tates look bad by accusing them of being pedophiles. He came out here, guys, take a look. I'm going to put my camera around. This guy right here, he came out here, pretended to be in support of the Tate brothers, and now he's saying...
He got money by DMing guys acting like a girl.
Yeah, and where's your proof of that, buddy? Where's your fucking proof of that? You're just out here trying to LARP off the Tates, and you're just... Answer the fucking question, dude.
I'm LARPing?
Answer the fucking question. You're going out of your way to come down here and make the Tates look bad because you're a fucking loser, and that's why you got no teeth. That's why you got no teeth, because you can't fight, because you're not a man. You jerk off all day to anime porn. That's why you're out here hating on people that you don't even know, because you're a straight up loser. That's why you're out here. That's why you're talking shit. That's why you're accusing men of raping girls with no evidence.
Would me talking to guys acting like a girl make me cooler?
What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Get off your fucking crack. Get off your fucking crack, asshole.
To get money.
Bro, you have no space here. You have no right to be here. You ain't even got a right to be on this fucking planet.
I have every right to be here, faggot. What are you gonna do about it?
You know what, dude?
No one's gonna do anything, but I have every right to be here, nigga. What?
Yeah, technically you do, but you're only making a fool out of yourself, dude.
What are you guys gonna do?
I'm not gonna do anything, but you're wasting your fucking time. Ain't nobody on your side, dude. Ain't nobody on your side. The only person... Okay, show me the proof. Show me the fucking proof. No, it's not.
I don't have any right being here. I want you to do something. I want you to do something.
Right. So this guy is clearly on drugs, and his only reason for being here is to go out of his way to make the Tates look bad. Yeah. He's probably not going to be the only guy out here who does this. There's probably going to be others like him. That's why we got to come out here and show our support for the Tate brothers. And yeah, just everyone come over here, bring your best foot forward, explain why the Tates have helped you. I've already explained on the podcast before why the Tates have helped me. And the thing is, America is not going after the actual evil people. Bro, look at this shit.
Get the fuck on, pussy. You don't deserve to be here. He doesn't deserve to be here. Go on, walk with your buddies. With your buddies, come on. Go walk with your buddies. I'm bullying these girls.
Mind you, he's doing this on federal property. Bro, there's fucking cops and shit and everything, and he's over here trying to instigate a situation.
Yeah, I'm instigating it.
Yeah, he even admits it, because he's on fucking crack.
Yo, go with your little buddies over there. Go with your little buddies. Go with your little buddies. See him over there? Go with them.
Keep talking all you want, dude. I don't take orders from you.
Please come live. Yeah, you know who Trust Builder is? I took that bitch ass nigga's hat. Yeah, I'm the nigga that took his hat. Yeah, I took his hat.
So let me get this straight. This guy is on federal property and just casually admitting to crimes.
Oh my god, he's casually admitting to crimes. Holy shit, what shoes are those, twin?
They're steel toe.
Nigga got like... What even are those? Ostraco?
Says the guy with no shirt on and no muscle mass whatsoever.
Balenciaga, Chrome Heart, I got a shirt on, I got a $50,000 watch, I got a gallery department, a couple $100 shorts, you know what I mean? As you're literally a grown man sitting out here waiting for you to pay. I love this TikTok, bro. It's my favorite.
And the clown entertains himself.
Hell yeah, bro. Let's keep on supporting a guy that acted like girls to DM guys for money.
And he said he had proof of this, and yet he won't show it because there is none.
Are you fucking retard? Are you autistic? This nigga's actually autistic. I can tell by the way. This nigga's actually autistic. So I feel like all these niggas are actually autistic. Because there's no way you're like 30 years old plus going up to an event like this. Like, I feel like that's kind of sad. He's not a real nigga. That's on camera right now. Bro, none of these niggas are, bro. Right? These are all fake ass niggas, bro, because they're getting pressed on camera. They're not doing shit about it. want to bully him. I want him to get out of the spot. He said I'm not voting. I want you to get out of the spot. Come on, good. Go up your little buddies. Fuck teeth ass nigga.
Says the guy with no teeth.
Fuck teeth ass nigga.
Dude, you're missing like two whole teeth.
Ass nigga. Come on.
You ain't got no ground to stand on.
Go walk over there.
And what are you gonna do if I don't, pussy?
What are you gonna do if I don't? You're autistic, nigga. You're not gonna do anything.
Yeah, says the guy on crack. Why am I gonna take advice from a guy who...
No, you deserve to be here.
Yeah, and look, you're the one walking away now. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. You're a real tough man, dude. Walking away because you're running out of shit to say because your words are utterly meaningless. When you're a loser, your words have no effect on society. You're an empty shell. You're basically a corpse with no soul walking around begging for views on the internet. But yeah, that guy, he came over here, said free Top G, hyped us all up. Turned out it was a sneak attack because he gets in on the internet and he starts accusing the Tates of basically being pedophiles and DMing little girls. Now, yes, the Tates did illegal pornographic material with women of age when they were in their 20s. This guy is straight up making shit up to make the Tates look bad. That's exactly why when I keep asking him to bring proof, to show me proof of these false accusations that he's making, that's why he just stumbles and he pulls out his phone and he puts it away because he can't find this proof that he's talking about. Because the proof doesn't exist. And he ran from me and went straight to the other guy. So we're about to fucking face off with this bitch-ass dude again. Straight up cracker nigger. And we got here, and now everyone's walking away because of one dude who can't shut his bitch ass up. There's a guy holding a sign up, says, no evidence in 4 years, not guilty. Guys, they didn't even go this hard against Diddy. Mind you, Diddy was actually found guilty of human trafficking. And the only thing they charged him with was prostitution. He basically got an extended sentence because he was hiring a bunch of faggots to come to his mansion and fuck his bitch. But then these guys, who are the cleanest, most stable guys on the planet, they don't do drugs, they don't take steroids, they speak properly, they act properly, they know how to make their own money, they're not controlled by anybody, key word there. They're the ones who are in trouble, they're the ones who are being punished with the process. The reason why they're dragging this out is because the process is a punishment. Now, my key word there, because it can't be controlled, everyone in Hollywood, including Diddy, they are controlled by somebody, by the elitists, by the satanic, pedophile, baby-eating, girl-raping elitists that run Hollywood. And that is exactly why they went after the Tates. Because the Tates are one of the only celebrities in the entire world that no matter what, no matter how much money you throw at them, or no matter how many threats you throw at them, no matter what you put them through, they cannot be controlled. Bro. So we got all these supporters and one idiot making a fool out of himself. If he joined the real world, he would actually have some money in his pocket instead of standing around making a fool of himself. If he ever sobers up, he's going to look back at this day because he's going viral right now. I can guarantee you this guy's going viral all over the internet, on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, Kick, any platform you can think of, and he is only making a fool out of himself. So it is 10:35. We're just waiting for Myron and the Fresh and Fit guys to come out here and lead us. You know, I really want this guy to sober up just so that he can look back on his life and suffer from the absolute embarrassment he's making of himself right now. This guy, if we were in Gotham City, this would be your typical Gotham thug who wants to steal a purse, but he's so dumb he can't even do that. And he gets clocked by Batman with one punch. You know, he's missing at least 2 teeth. Maybe he already got clocked by Batman. Clearly, he didn't learn his lesson. But yeah, that is what he is. Take the Batman example and implement that into the Matrix. The Matrix has the typical Neo agents, but then they got a bunch of goons like this one from down below. Not that it works, because you know what? Stupid liberal fucks would agree with this crackhead, white-ass cracker nigger. Because they're just happy that somebody crazier than them agrees with them.
I wish I had my Dare shirt on. Don't do drugs.
Yeah, that would have been a good example for him. I can't wait. Guys, I have full confidence that this is going to blow up in everyone's face. Everyone who's against Tate, the media outlets, the news outlets, the CIA agents out to get him, the people trying to assassinate him right now. Oh, this is a good talking point, because I've kept y'all who listen to the podcast pretty informed on what's going on with the Tate brothers, but this is something new that I haven't mentioned on the podcast yet. The Tate brothers officially had an assassination attempt. Now, what they did is they released toxic chemicals into their prison cells. Now, Joe McBride, who is the main lawyer for the Tates, he explained this. They walk into the jail. Mind you, Joe McBride wasn't able to see the Tates for about a week because the jail was closed. No reason. Unconstitutional. PSYOP. But the chemicals were so bad that Joe McBride had to leave because of how bad it was. And one of the guys who works with Joe McBride, he had to go to urgent care because it started affecting his nose and his throat. That's how bad it was. He had to go to urgent care. Andrew and Tristian Tate were denied urgent care, were denied medical attention. They had to wrap wet shirts around their nose and mouths, and they were left in their prison cell for hours to suffer. Thank God they're alive, I think. But you're telling me that they released toxic chemicals into their cells for no reason whatsoever. Well, there was a reason, but they're not going to tell you the reason. The reason was because this was an assassination attempt. What they were trying to do is they were trying to kill the Tates, and that way the news could come out and be like, oh, yeah, they died of natural causes or some bullshit. That's exactly what they were trying to do. But they have failed because God is on our side and because good always triumphs over evil. Now, Joe McBride says that the Tates are going to be in solitary confinement for at least another 2 weeks. Let's pray to God for a miracle and hope that they get out today. Perfect ending. We're all out here protesting, showing the world who Top G really is, clearing his name, watching it blow up in the media's face. End of the protest. The top G's come out. The top G and the talisman come out with full beards, with fists in the air, grateful that they're free. Let's pray for a miracle that happens today. But if not, keep in mind, God is always on the side of good. Good always triumphs over evil. And this is all a part of God's plan. So, look at this. The media is really wasting their time filming this crackhead over here. They could be interviewing all of us, but they won't do that because they know that we'll just... Does it? Okay, yeah, the camera's flipped. They could be interviewing all of us because the rest of the crowd is actually normal people. But they don't want to make the Tate look good. They want to slander his name so badly that they're willing to interview an absolute crackhead and put him in the media to try and make Tate look bad so that the rest of us don't prove. There's more Hollywood celebrities on the Epstein files than there are actual politicians. And anyone with a brain knows that no matter what side of politics you're on, politicians are the biggest snakes on the planet. So what does that tell you? Let me ask you this too. How come not a single person on the Epstein files has been convicted, and yet they're going after the Tates, who almost 5 years later, we've been doing this for about half a decade now, there's not a single shred of evidence against them. Why is that?
Not for me to say. Appreciate it. Thanks. What's your name?
Adonis Ultimate. Yes, sir. So I know exactly what that guy was trying to do. He was trying to hope to get something out of me that he could use against the Tates. Now, obviously, the Tates have made racist jokes, but we've spoken about that before. There's a difference between making a racist joke, which everyone does, including, like, bro, if you've ever gone to, like, a Kevin Hart comedy show, all he does is literally make fun of his own race. That's all he does. So people will go pay thousands of dollars or sign up for some bullshit Netflix subscription to watch these comedians make fun of every race in the book. But we just did 30 push-ups. Some of them went overboard. Guys, eventually I'm going to get a cameraman. So that when we go to events like this, y'all can actually see everything that's going on. But for now, it's just me running this shit. So if you can't see everything, deal with it. Here's another point. Like, bro, we live in such a backwards-ass society where if you piss someone off for no reason, they will just make up an excuse to bully you and put you through trouble and frame you as the bad guy. And I know that firsthand because it happened to me. And that's also one of the many reasons how I can relate to the Tate brothers. We've got a fucking crackhead out here, okay? There is an actual crackhead making a fool of himself in front of the whole world, because it's not just us. We're on the news right now. And this guy is making a fucking fool of himself and embarrassing himself.
When the demons come, follow me, brother, and we'll fight them together.
The police and our government are not doing anything about the fact that there are drug dealers out here fucking people up like that guy who go out in public and cause a public nuisance. But they jail the Tates for stating their opinions. If the Tates, think about this, if the Tates were as outspoken, how's it going? If the Tates were as outspoken and as powerful as they are and as rich as they are today, but they were Democrats, or they were on the other side, or they just reiterated what the government wants you to believe, they would not be going through this bullshit right now. What they're trying to do is they're trying to control the narrative, because the most powerful thing that you have as a person is your mind. So they're trying to hack your mind. That's why they let drug dealers sell drugs to crackheads like that one, so that you're basically a mindless blob, so that they tell you what to do. I can guarantee you that guy died on Instagram or on the news or somewhere that the Tates are bad people, and he believed it, and that's why he's out here making a fool out of himself, because he's a puppet. He's a puppet to the system, as are a majority of people, not just in this country, but around the entire world. Oh shit, he's here. You're good. McBride is here.
Who's the two?
Thank you so much for everything you're doing. Thank you.
The Tate team is here, guys.
We're out here.
That's Joe McBride. Mr. Waller, it's an honor to meet you, sir.
How you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
We got one hater over here.
Yes, sir. I love the things that you talk about, dude. I really love most of the stuff you say. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, absolutely. Would you like to say hi to the stream really quick?
Yeah, I'll say hello.
Hi, this is Tristan Waller.
Hey, guys.
I shouted him out several times on the podcast. This is one of the best influencers in Miami.
We're doing our best, man. We're doing our best. I appreciate you being here. It means the world.
Absolutely.
It means the world.
Absolutely, sir. So let's pray for justice and free the Tates. This is the crowd so far. Justin Waller's right there. I just spoke to him.
Free the Tate brothers. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's AI. Hey, that's AI.
and here's this faggot harassing
That's
people
AI.
again.
That's AI.
Look at all the supporters we have out here, guys.
That's AI.
You don't think that there would be this many people out here if Tate was a bad person? Listen, Tate has such a powerful message, and he encourages people to stand up for what they believe in, to fight for what's right. He encourages people to be a better person. Keep in mind, guys, I've personally told my story on here. The Tate's reason I pulled myself out of a suicidal mentality. I literally listened to the emergency meetings back to back and forced myself to get out of that suicidal mentality. That's why I'm out here today, because all the bullshit that I've gotten out of, a huge portion of it, I owe it to the Tate brothers.
Everybody deserves the right to a free trial, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to the Kabbalah.
Hey, young man,
Let's go to the Kabbalah.
would you mind if you just gave us a few minutes while we spoke?
Yeah, let's go Jews.
Okay, all right, that's great. So, it's good to see you guys here. As always, we appreciate your continued coverage on this important matter. Obviously, we had hoped to have been in there today. Today's August 13th, and we wanted to argue for Andrew and Tristian's freedom today. So why didn't that happen? And why did we choose to move the hearing despite the egregious conditions that Andrew and Tristian are suffering inside? Well, I'll tell you. The government filed its initial motion. Let's say it was about 100 pages in total. Typically, we file a response and they file a reply. Their reply is usually a measured response to our motion. They filed a 200-page reply. They've resurrected, they've necromanced, they've brought back every allegation, every false assertion, everything that everybody has ever said about Andrew and Tristian that has been debunked, that has been defrocked, that has been beaten in courts of law in Palm Beach, in Romania, and in the United Kingdom already. Unfortunately, when it comes to matters of extradition, the judge judges all these allegations as a matter of first impression. So they took a bunch of spurious, a bunch of disgusting, a bunch of defamatory allegations, and they baked it into this pleading, and they called it justice. They baked it into this pleading, and they said these are the legitimate reasons why Andrew and Tristian should be deprived of their freedom. Nothing about what they've done is legitimate. Nothing about what they have done is honest. Nothing about what they have done is righteous. Everything about what they have done is wrong. We have to respond to their motion, line by line, lie by lie, blow by blow. We will dismantle it word for word. We will prove every false allegation as false, and we will defend them with the truth. They could have never expected, they could have never anticipated that these two guys who were already suffering in there would have been willing to suffer more. We had a conversation, and that conversation went something like this. If we walk in tomorrow to the bail hearing, based on what the government has filed, we're going to lose. Not because you're in the wrong, not because justice isn't on your side, not because your claims aren't meritorious, but because the process is the punishment. And your enemies have masterfully weaponized the extradition process against you in order to hurt you, in order to make you suffer, in order to make you break, in order to rob you of your freedom. But Andrew and Tristian Tate are built different. And on top of that, they have the spirit of innocence inside of them. Nelson Mandela famously did 27 years of incarceration in solitary confinement, never changed his tune, and never broke his spirit, and never gave up because he was innocent the entire time. Innocent men don't give in. Innocent men don't run from the law. They run to the law. They lean into the process. The idea that Andrew and Tristian Tate are somehow dangerous is ridiculous. Every charge that has been levied against them, the acts of these charges, the facts of these charges date back to 10 years ago. The idea that there is somehow a flight risk is insane. They have been on judicial release for several years in Romania, and no matter where they are in the world, they fly back to Romania to make their court appointments all the time. The government knows this. The United Kingdom know this. The enemies of freedom, the enemies of justice, the enemies of free speech, the enemies of Andrew and Tristian Tate know this. So they threw the kitchen sink at them, and they drummed up every lie that they could, every lie on earth and every lie in hell, in order to make these two guys look like the Osama bin Ladens of rape, when they are nothing like it. They are innocent. They are gentlemen. They are good men. They have a world of people who depend on them for all types of things. They are fathers, they are sons, they are uncles, they are brothers, and they are best friends. And God damn it, they are American citizens. They are American citizens. They are American citizens, entitled to the presumption of innocence. and this may make you uncomfortable, but the presumption of innocence means that you are innocent as a newborn baby, that you are as innocent as Jesus Christ, that you are as innocent as your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, who sits home at your kitchen table and hasn't done anything. Imagine the government kicks in your door, takes out your grandma, takes out your brother, takes out your husband for a tweet, for an allegation, for some crime that some woman alleges that you did 10 years ago halfway across the world. And now you're sitting in the gulag, and now you're sitting in the cell with roaches, with rats, with drugs, with no sunlight, with guards who hate you, with the system who hates you, with the government who has betrayed you. And all you have is the people out here and your lawyers, and God is on your side. But guess what? That's all you need when you're fighting against evil. That's all you need when you're fighting against Satan. That's all you need is when you're fighting against corruption. Because if you put yourself in a big dark room, in a big dark stadium, and turn it pitch black, one person lights a match, another person lights a match, another person shines a light, and all of a sudden, that darkness becomes bright. And in that brightness, the enemies of truth and the enemies of light, the cockroaches begin to flee. So in 2 weeks, on the 27th, we will be here, and we will not participate, we will not fall into the government's trap to clean up the lies and litanies of filth. We will present the truth, and we will present innocence to this judge. And the truth of the innocence and the reasons why they should be released will be so overwhelming, will be so compelling, that if the decision goes the other way, we're all going to have to ask questions about what's going on here. And if we lose, and if this judge says, look, despite the compelling arguments, despite what you presented in front of me today, I'm still going to rule against you, then we will go straight to President Trump's office. We will go straight to Marco Rubio, because Andrew and Tristian Tate or any other American citizen cannot get extradited without the Secretary of State's signature. And we will say to him, I understand we have a long and lasting relationship with the United Kingdom, but don't forget that that relationship started when we took their tea and threw it into the damn water. Don't forget that that relationship started when we launched a revolution against that stupid king and his stupid wig and that godforsaken country. And don't forget that these guys are American citizens. The United Kingdom is locking people up right now for free speech, locking up old ladies for praying the rosary, locking up, going after people like Tommy Robinson for being a nationalist. Elon Musk can't even fly there right now. If North Korea wanted to extradite to American citizens, we wouldn't do it. If China wanted to extradite to American citizens, we wouldn't do it. If some dictator in some far-flung African colony on the other side of the world wanted to extradite Andrew and Tristian Tate, we would not do it, because we would look at those systems of government and say, you suck. We would look at those systems of government and say, you're not democratic. We would look at those systems of government and say, you resemble nothing what a democracy looks like. And that is what the UK looks like now. It is a fallen regime. It is a despotic state. It is a state that hates men, that hates Christianity, that hates masculinity, and that hates Andrew and Tristian Tate. And we will be damned if we let them go without our own revolution and without our fight. A legal and prayerful revolution, of course. Yeah. And that's that. Most lawyers online will tell me I shouldn't take questions from the media because they're chicken shit. Most lawyers online are not the lawyers who are standing before you today. So if you have questions for me here today, please ask away and we'll be happy to answer. Any questions from the media? No questions. Well, that means I've done a damn good job. God bless you, and I'll see you later.
That was a damn good speech.
Wait, what's up, brother? What Courthouse?
What's up?
Tate protest.
Yes, sir. I'm not Blazer. I'm Adonis.
Oh, you're oh yeah.
Blazer's right there. Long hair.
I seen you too, man. What's up with you,
Yeah.
man?
Good. How about you?
Good. How's the turnout today? How do you feel about it?
Well, first of all, Joe McBride gave a fantastic speech. He literally clocked the media and left them completely speechless. So that was some shit. I wish everyone had a lawyer like that, because I'm sure this speaks to. I can testify to anyone who's ever faced an unfair legal battle with a shitty lawyer. Joe McBride is the example for true lawyers who fight for what's right and uphold the Constitution and actually take pride in their work and aren't in it for the paycheck.
Absolutely. I actually said the exact same thing yesterday. I mean, you would never see a lawyer out here battling for his clients like this. This has never been seen before. So I definitely agree with you on that. And I mean, in terms of like the turnout and the media, how are they reacting to it?
Well, considering the fact that they're packing up and leaving right now, let me flip my camera on so I can show guys. The media usually goes around and starts asking questions. They're packing up and leaving. We clocked them so hard. Joe McBride and every damn Tate supporter out here clocked the media so hard that they are packing up and leaving like the pathetic cowards they are. Look at that. They're packing up and leaving because they are fucking pathetic cowards. And they are cowards because they know they are wrong and they are afraid of the ultimate truth. But mark my words, if this trial goes south, let's just say that on the date of their official hearing, it doesn't turn out well, and McBride, like he said in that amazing speech he gave, he has to go directly to the White House and go to Trump and Rubio, and they deny it because right now Trump is a fucking bitch, and that doesn't work out, and everything goes out. Mark my words. If Tate and Tristian don't walk free like the innocent men they are, the world will burn. Look at this. Look at all the people that are out here today. And that is only a fraction of the patriots who support Top G and the Talisman Tate. Mark my words, I will repeat myself again. If Tate and Tristian don't walk free like the real men that they deserve to be, the world will burn. There will be riots in the street because people are already pissed. If the government wants any chance of keeping their bullshit dictatorship of a system alive, they will have no choice but to let the Tates walk free and in the end win. This is the government and the system and the matrix's checkmate. There is no way out of this. There is no version of this where the bad guys win. Tate and Tristian are innocent men with contingency plans, because they predicted that this exact thing would happen today. They knew that this exact thing would happen today, and Tate and Tristian are innocent men. They are intelligent men. They mapped out every possibility, and they built contingency plans so that when the government tried to come after them, they would fail like the pathetic dickheads they are. Every single member of Congress, every single person in the government, even Trump, because Trump ain't doing his job. He's just sitting his bitch ass in the Oval Office, worrying about shit that's not important, instead of freeing two innocent American citizens who sit in a cage full of roaches, in a concrete box full of roaches and poisoning where people are trying to kill them. They've all got tiny wankers, and which is why they're trying to compensate by trying to rule the world. Liberals say that us conservatives, that we are the modern day Hitler. They are the modern day Hitler. They are the actual definition of Hitler. Because when people think of Hitler, you think of the most evil dictator ever who tried to take over the world and came damn near close to doing so. You want to know who the modern day Hitler is? It's the media. It's the press. It's these fags out here with their media cameras doing everything in their power to make the Tates look like someone they're not. Trying to make them look like monsters, trying to make them look like imbeciles. They've got kids at home. They've got a mother across the world. They've got their father, Emery Tate's legacy to carry on. Yes, sir.
This is one question. Why is it important to be here today?
Why is it important to be here to take?
What is your name? No, forget about this. Relax. What is your name?
Okay. Adonis Ultimate.
Adonis Ultimate.
Yes, sir.
What is important to be here today?
Because the Tates have done a great deal for the masculine youth in a society where we can't even afford our groceries, and the media and the whole world in general pressures us to give in and not stand up for ourselves. Andrew and Tristian Tate sat in their podcast studio and they started the Real World to help people, and they've taught young men like myself to stand up for what you believe in, to fight for what's right. You need to be willing to die for your opinions. They taught us not just what it means to be a man, but to be a good person of character with moral values.
It's injustice.
This is absolutely injustice, and this injustice will not stand. What they are doing right now is completely and utterly unconstitutional. The Tate brothers, in half a decade, haven't been convicted of a single crime. They haven't been convicted of a single crime. The Romania case was dropped because there was a lack of evidence after 3 years. This is all a bunch of made-up bullshit, and the reason why they're suffering right now is because free speech is our greatest amendment, and it is also a threat to a system that is trying to corrupt us. Andrew and Tristian Tate are the reason that Trump is in office right now. Andrew and Tristian Tate are the reason why men like myself pulled myself out of a suicidal mentality. Andrew and Tristian Tate have single-handedly raised and saved an entire generation of men who were losers, who grew up without fathers, who grew up with parents who didn't give a shit about them, who grew up being told and educated that they were losers, who have been influenced by misandrists like Sabrina Carpenter that all men are trash just because they're born with a penis. Andrew and Tristian Tate taught us that that's bullshit, that that's unjust, that that's unfair. And they taught us that we must stand up for what's right, and that's why we're out here today. That's why we're going to get them out of jail. That's why God is on our side, because good always triumphs over evil, and everything is part of God's plan. They did the same thing to Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was our Savior, and they killed him for it. The bad guys will always try to make the hero look at the actual bad guy, because the bad guy has a foundation built on lies. It's like a Jenga puzzle, brick by brick, and it's all lies. You remove just one brick, and the entire system collapses. That's why they shot Charlie Kirk. That's why they tried to assassinate President Trump. That's why they have the Tate brothers locked in solitary confinement with no evidence whatsoever in this unjust, unconstitutional, absolutely rigged, chaotic, so-called justice system.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you repeat your name?
Adonis Ultimate.
Adonis.
Yes, sir. I'm glad that there's at least a few media outlets out here who are willing to speak the truth and not twist the narrative. They're out here asking genuine questions. The fake media, I don't know who these guys are here, but CNN was here, NBC was here. There was another really big media outlet out here. I'm not sure who it was. But the big media outlets, they are cowards because, like I said, they have a foundation built upon lies. The main media is just a pawn for the system. They don't care about you. They don't care about the truth. They're just telling you what the government wants you to believe because they want to enslave you, and they enslave you by hacking your mind because your mind is the most powerful thing. It's like a computer. You go to a high-tech advanced security. Let's say you go to a military base. You've ever seen an action movie where they go to some really advanced military base and they've got electric gates and they've got an electric fence and they've got machine guns, but most of their defenses, even the missile button, is all controlled by one giant supercomputer. So the super spies, they sneak in and they hack the supercomputer, and the whole system collapses, and then they can raid the base. That is a metaphor that I'm using for what is happening right now between us and our government. This is no longer Republican versus Democrat. This is no longer conservative versus liberal. This is we the people versus the corrupt, unjust American government. Even the crackhead, look. Even the crackhead shut his bitch ass up because he ain't got nothing to say. How's it going? There's more. Look, we got one crackhead standing over there. Look at all the truth tellers we have here. Look at all the truth tellers we have here. Look at all the supporters here in the capital of Florida, Miami, Florida. This is detrimental to our society that we fight this and we win. We will not stop until we win, because real winners never quit. Real winners never doubt themselves. Real wins do not accept failure. Failure is not the end because you have only failed when you have given up. So you lose, you get knocked down, get your bitch ass back up. Get back in the fight. You're falling, you're bleeding, your brain's coming out of your skull. Get up anyway. Keep fighting until you physically can't. Because even if you know that you will lose, real winners go into the fight anyway, even when all odds. 1 second, guys.
Hold this up.
23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50.
Guys, you see this right here? This is exactly what Tate has influenced the masculine youth to do. How's it going, man? Good. To get down and do 40 push-ups to improve their masculine health. Was it 50?
Yeah.
Do you want to say something to the stream real fast?
Everybody just did 50 push-ups as a group, and we're all healthier now. We're all happier.
Yes, sir. And that's exactly what Tate teaches us to be. This guy isn't a bad guy. He's not the devil. When has anyone in Hollywood ever, when has The Rock, okay, because The Rock was like the pinpoint of masculinity for a couple decades until recently. But when has The Rock ever encouraged an entire crowd of young men who've never even met the guy to get down and do 50 push-ups on the go? Andrew and his brother Tristian Tate, the top G and the talisman. They are the voice for the young youth. They are the voice of true masculinity. They are the voice of the ultimate truth. And they, right now, are the voice of America. They're doing an even better job than Trump. Thank God for Top G. Because remember when Biden came into office? Remember the woke culture that lasted from COVID until 2024, going into 2025? If it wasn't for the Tate brothers, Trump would be in jail right now for crimes that he never committed, and we would all be woke, not because we wanted to be, but because the dictatorship of a government forced us to be. Guys, not too long ago, you got fired from your job because you called someone the wrong pronoun. And because of the Tates, not Trump, but because of the Tates and their followers and the thousands upon thousands of young men that they have influenced, we took our country back. We showed everyone what masculinity really is. We showed everyone what true patriotism means. We show everyone what it means to be a respectable young man in today's society. We showed everyone what it means to stand up for what you believe in, to mean what you say, to keep your word. Tate brothers are American heroes. Superheroes don't exist, but if they did, Tristian and Andrew would be the leaders of the Justice League. And the Justice Society, and the Avengers, and the X-Men, and all of it rolled into one. Because I have never seen anyone fight as hard as, not just for this country, but for the entire world, as hard as Andrew and Tristian have. Alright guys, this is another Tate supporter. He was one of the first ones here. I came here about 2 hours before the protest, and he was here also. What's up? You drove all the way from Tampa, is that right? Yes, sir. Drove from Tampa to Miami to come and see this protest. That's how influential and powerful and meaningful the Tate brothers are. Is there anything you'd like to say to the audience?
Open heroes, man.
Yes, they are.
Fighting evil.
Yes, they are. And they're going through hell for the rest of them, for the rest of us.
Say better myself.
Sir. Thanks for being here. Every single person counts, and we really are. Once again, I'm surprised how many people actually showed up. Look at all the people here today. By the way, any idea where? Yes, thank you. Any idea where Myron is? Well, Myron was supposed to be here at 11. I'm not sure where he's at, but maybe he'll turn up. Protest isn't over yet. How's it going? The hearing has been pushed back to 2 weeks out from today. So when that happens, they're gonna do the hearing, and there'll likely be another protest just like this one. And then if the bond doesn't get approved, then Joe McBride, who is the main lawyer for the Tate brothers, he's going straight to the White House to bring this case directly to President Trump and Marco Rubio. Myron's here. I'm gonna try to say hi.
How you guys doing, bro? Chilling, man.
My man.
Hey, Myron over there too as well.
Good. How are you doing today?
Good to see you, man. What's up, man? How you been?
Guys, Myron is here. He's right next to the GOAT, Justin Waller. He's got the megaphone. Now shit is about to get real. Myron is one of my favorite podcasters right now because he's able to get his point across so well and so harshly. Like, he tells you how it is. He's funny. He's educational and entertaining. And he's been able to do something that most controversial streamers who speak to the extremes that he does haven't been able to do. He's been able to tweak the algorithm. Guys, he's on every platform. He's on Twitter. He's on Kick, Rumble, TikTok. Guys, if you can be as controversial as Myron is and not get banned off of TikTok, you are the ultimate GOAT, dude. Because I can tell you from my own experience, first of all, TikTok will ban you for posting a tree because they got an AI running the app now. It's not run by a person. It's run by an app, by an AI, and the AI does not know what it's doing. But anyway, I'm going to go back out there because I need to be front row when Myron gives his speech. Mark my words, this is a vital event that will go down in the history books. All these pictures that they're taking of us right now, expect this to be in the history books 100, 200 years from now. Guys, this is the best day ever because we've got Justin Waller, we've got Myron Gaines, we've got professors from inside the real world. They're all out here. Joe McBride is here. They're all here to fight for the Tates and show support for the Tates. The truth is, these guys are national heroes who have saved and inspired a whole generation of young men. So, seeing people like Waller and Myron, watching them on Rumble and on YouTube and watching their podcasts and listening to their interviews as I'm on my way to work, and also when you actually take their advice and apply it to real life, and then it works, and then you finally meet them in person, that is a whole nother level of experience. That is just amazing. I wish that Tate and Tristian were also here, but their day will come. There will be a day where there will be a crowd, and the Tates will be here also. I also want to say a quick shout out to Blaze. I know in one of my most recent podcast episodes, I went off on him. We had a situation. I've made some mean tweets about him on Twitter, and I still stand on everything that I have said about him. But today he came up to me. He apologized. He said, we'll talk later. I don't know if that'll actually happen because I'm pretty busy. I'm sure he's pretty busy as well. But while he did act out of line, like I said, I will still hold him to what I said. He did act out of line, but he did apologize and own up to it. And I respect men who recognize their mistakes and apologize for their mistakes and admit when they're wrong. Part of being a man is recognizing when you've honestly made a mistake, when you were out of line, and taking ownership for your mistakes. That's another lesson that I learned from Top G. I've got a Publix sandwich with me. Funny enough, not even 6 months ago, I was working for Publix. And because I talk about the stuff that I'm saying right now, and I'm out in public preaching my beliefs without fear, just like the top G taught me to do, Publix put me in a position where I was forced to leave the company, but they did not get in trouble because technically I wasn't fine. And now here I am, part of the crowd, part of these are my people right here. These are my G's. These are people who support and preach for exactly what I believe in. And here I am eating a sandwich from the liberal, domesticated, fucked up organization cult that is Publix. Now we can get a really good view of the crowd. How's it going, guys? Yeah, y'all got a really good view. You can see everything from here.
Hey.
Guys, quiet.
We're doing it.
So it's important for everybody to know that in the United States justice system, that when you're litigating a criminal case against the federal government, 99% of all cases end up in pleas of criminal cases. Because anytime you have a strong case against the government, two things happen. Number one, if you go to trial and if you blow trial, if you were looking at 5 years in a plea deal, they'll try to put you in jail for 50. It's called the trial penalty. Number two, the federal government is one of the most dishonest criminal organizations on earth. And when it comes to fighting fair fights, they don't know how to do it. So the eve before trial, they will drop volumes, pallets, millions of gigabytes worth of information for you to decipher in 24 hours to make sure that the fight is unfair. And often when you go in front of judges and you say, Judge, they just dropped this stuff on us last night, the judge says, tough shit, you have to fight the way that things are. So in that vein, that's what has happened here. Andrew and Tristian, we filed a motion the other day. We had a compelling case to bring it to the court. 36 hours before our hearing, the federal government drops a 200-page motion on us, regurgitating old crimes, the old allegations from 100 years ago. We have to dismantle every one of those allegations. Lie by lie, blow by blow, line by line. We have to take them apart, we have to dissect them, and we have to present compelling evidence to the judge to tell the judge that not only is the government lying, that these are special circumstances as to why Andrew and Tristian should be let out. There's no way we could have done that in 24 hours.
And also, the other thing that's important is that this information they're using is from foreign governments. It's not obviously generated by the U.S. government. They're relying upon other governments that you guys have already proven to be, hey, this is BS or whatever, which is why they're on a bond, is why they've been able to travel all this time, and stuff you guys have already debunked.
Right.
And now the U.S. government's relying upon that as a foundation to keep them in.
That's right. And the two situations here in American courts, we had a false allegation in Beverly Hills,
California,
a couple years ago, and we gave all of the information to the prosecutor, and she declined to prosecute. I got a declination letter. LA,
which is hard to get, by the way. Very difficult to get.
Refuses to prosecute for lack of evidence. And in Palm Beach, we're suing the original wrongful accuser for defamation. So any competent court of jurisdiction or law enforcement agency that's worth its credibility, who has examined the charges against Andrew and Tristian Tate and any reasonable light of truth, has sided with us. The enemies of Tate know this. The United Kingdom knows this. This is why they're packaging allegations from foreign government, foreign jurisdiction, foreign accusers, in order to use the extradition process here to politically kidnap them and stick them in an English gulag to rob them of due process. That's what this is about.
And the interesting thing is, you mentioned the case out of California, which you got literally a prosecution declination from a DA, which is very difficult to get.
Very hard.
And you got one of those, which basically says, hey, we're not going to prosecute. And they still use that as a basis to hold him.
Yeah, they use it as a basis to hold him.
That's insane.
We have to prove it.
Yeah, that's insane. Even though you have that letter, they said they're not going to prosecute. And then on top of that, for those that don't know, this woman made the accusation because she didn't get a crypto investment. So, ridiculous.
If to the UK, what's the reason we so?
Who's these guys in the background? Like, these guys in the background, like.
Be in jail.
If they send him to the UK,
they're going to be Jewish. He's got to be Jewish. This guy's got to be Jewish. Are you Jewish?
He's in jail for 100 years.
He's a Jew, of course. Every single time. Every single time. Oh man! Of course.
It's going to be a kangaroo court over there.
There's a fucking Jew in the background.
They spent $1 million trying to cancel these guys. It's like saying, will there be a fair trial in North Korea? No way. Never going to happen.
Joe, if they win the case, from California. What does that mean for their actual entire case?
They won the case in California.
Every time, bro.
Defamation out there. We're getting ready to move a default judgment for $50 million in California. In the case that's going to go to jury trial here, if we win that case, which we feel great about, we haven't lost a material hearing in that case ever. If we win that case, all the original human trafficking allegations against them explode, which is why they're coming up with new ones now. Yeah. They're taking old allegations, repackaging them as new ones because it's a new filing date to try to tip the scales of justice against us because they know how good we're doing in court here.
And I think the other important thing also for people to know is that none of these allegations have to be true. They just have to be made.
They just need to be
and
made.
use it to keep them, guys. It's very important that you guys understand. None of this stuff has to be substantiated. It doesn't have to be proven. Anything, it just needs to be made, and they're like, well, look, all these allegations. It's like basically throwing it at the wall and seeing what sticks, and that's essentially what's going on here with this stuff. Like I told you guys, the California case, this accuser literally wanted a crypto investment. He said no, and then she made these allegations. Like what?
Crazy, bro.
BS, dude. Completely BS.
It's extortion.
Why is what?
Why the allegation just being made is good enough?
Because that's the extradition process. This is not about proving their guilt or innocence regarding the crimes they've been accused of. The extradition process, the judge looks at all the allegations against them as a matter of first impression. She looks at the kind of allegations and she looks at the quantity of them. If the kind of allegations are heinous enough and if the quantity of them enough are high enough, then the judge will just extradite. We have to prove why all the allegations are bullshit and why the quantity doesn't matter. We can do that, but we need time to do that, which is why we had to move the hearing.
Yeah, and they dropped it like 36 hours before, guys, which like it's huge. Like to respond to every single accusation and debunk it, which they've done before, line by line, was going to take an enormous amount of time. You guys got to remember, man, when you're fighting the U.S. government, you're fighting an enormous amount of resources. They got time. They don't have to worry about billing hours, any of that stuff. Like, and this is a very competent United States Attorney's Office. So like, they have hundreds of AUSAs that can that they can work with and get this stuff done.
They probably have 40, 50 people working on this motion.
Yeah, so it's that's kind of how things go, man. That's why it's very difficult to fight the government. And then for them to drop it 36 hours ahead of time, they're banking like, he's going to go to the hearing anyway and just try to fight. No. It's like, no, we're going to file a motion and
Romania was a communist regime not too long ago, in a fairly recent past. And we're winning so much in Romania that the United Kingdom is not only trying to hurt us here, they're trying to cut brothers out of the process in Romania as well. That's how good. That's what happens when you have the truth on your side. After time goes by and the light is shined into the darkness, people begin to see the allegations for what they are. The United Kingdom wants to bring this back into the darkness. That's what it's about.
What about what they mentioned about the second passport that they had like in another country?
The Vladimir Scorpius passport from Mexico, printed on cardboard, was a prop from a Halloween costume. And by the way, Vladimir Scorpius is a Bond villain. These morons, these jerk-offs put that in motion. Like, look, this is indicia of flight. It's a fake passport from a freaking James Bond costume from a party. These people are so retarded.
Yeah, and if they're doing that, where's the stamp? Where's the stamp
there
on
is
the
no
fucking
stamp.
passport? There's no stamp.
Mexican government.
I've held the passport. Yeah, it is cardboard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see if I can get in the crowd. That being said, guys, I've been streaming for an hour and a half. So I'm going to get off for now. I might come back on. I most likely will come back on later. But I'm going to get off for now. I'm going to get in the crowd, see what this is all about. Try and talk to some people, try to network with some people. And I'll see you guys either when I upload this to my YouTube and Spotify, or if I end up coming back on here later.